The fuck you looking at? We the basketball pimps. Dr. Ball's in the house, slinging truth like limp dicks in the gym.
Yo, Dr. Balls roll deep, pockets kings from the north to the east, ballin' like a motherfucker, pockets fat, Glock cock. We the squad that knows all, spitting facts, no cap. Hustle from the streets to the booth, stacking rats off rap. Scrawny clowns try to front, get your wig pushed back. Don't try to fuck me around, pussy, that's a lyrical attack. West Coast cruise in the 6-4, hydraulics bounce the beat. East Coast bar slice deep, leave you leaking in the street. Loyalty's the code, fuckers ride or get ghosted. Betray the fam, end up floated like a snitch in the ocean. Dr. Balls diagnosed the game, he the doc with the prescription. Truth serum, straight fire, burn your weak ass conviction. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like a motherfucker. Pocket has it, tells it like it is, no suckers getting covered. Balls knows all, yeah, the realest in the spot. Don't try to fuck around, scrawny clown, get popped. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like a motherfucker. Street code certified, better bow down or suffer. Yeah. From the trap to the mic, we pimp the game like hoes on the ab. Surviving bullets and bullshit, now we laughing from the pad. Bitches flock to the pod, thirsty for that raw feed. Dr. Balls drop knowledge bombs, make them kneel and concede. Hustle never stops, flip a dub to a milli overnight. Enemies plot, but get folded, we the kings of the fight. G-Funk vibes sliding through the hood with the top peeled back. East Coast punchline crack jaws, leave your grill intact. Nah, scrawny motherfuckers bark loud but fold under pressure. We the basketball pimps, dunking on you clowns for pleasure. Loyal to the soil, rep the block till we bury. Dr. Balls in the house, podcast legends never hurry. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like a motherfucker. Talking, toss and tells it like it is, no suckers getting covered. Dr. Balls knows all, hey, the realest in the spot. Don't try to fuck around, scrawny clown, get popped. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like a motherfucker. Street code certified, you gon' go down to suffer. Yeah. Final round, silly fuck scatter like roaches when the lights hit. Dr. Balls built an empire off the grit and the fight spit. From slinging dope dreams to viral streams on the net. We expose the fakes, watch them sweat, place your bets. Motherfuckers envy the glow, try to dim with the shade. But we armored up, street codes engraved like a blade. Ballin' harder than Shaq in his prime, rim shatter supreme. Like the past, close to the streets, living life like a fiend. Scrawny clowns stay pressed, but we don't entertain. Dr. Balls drop the truth, leave you stained in the pain. West Coast laid back killers with East Coast killer instinct in the house forever. Bow down, that's the distance. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like motherfuckers. We know all. Tell it like it is. Fuck around and find out, clown. Peace.
Ain't that complicated? I'm sipping the wine, riding this train to glory. Got my cash on my mind all the way to hell and back. We don't play, we attack. Fuck 'em all, your team sucks balls. Stay out of my track. Ain't nobody dissing me and walking away unscathed. Smacking off the podcast, we ain't afraid. Rolling in these streets like a king, reaching for the paper until the final bell rings. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Light away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher. Street life too fast, no time for regrets. Dodging all the hate, no time for your threats. I'm clocking my mileage, trunk full of ambition. Every bar I spit, man, it's a street composition. Run the blocks like a boss, never take a loss. All these fuckers in my rear view paying the cost with me, crew. Yeah, we ride or we die. Got the city on my back, watch the haters comply. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Right away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher. We ain't slipping. Hell no, we ain't. Every step I'm pimping. Hell yeah, we say we creep. Podcast spitting fire while these poles are just glare. We the lions of this jungle, so you better beware. So you better beware. Like a goddamn movie, I'm the star of the show. I'm full of ambition, let my true colors glow. I'm gripping on the path and I'm killing the scene. Ain't no stopping this train, just follow the dream. Fuck 'em all, I'm the realest, see the truth in my eyes. While you motherfuckers fumble, I'm the one that will rise. So bring your best game, but I'm calling you bluff. Cause when it's all said and done, man, you ain't that motherfucker. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Either way, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher.
Your team is sucking donkey balls, big old hairy donkey balls. Bouncing, donkey balls. Your coach is a clown. Your team is sucking donkey balls, big old hairy donkey balls. Bounce it, donkey balls. Your coach is a clown. Your team is sucking donkey balls, big old hairy donkey balls. Bounce it, donkey balls. Your coach is a clown. Your team is sucking donkey balls, big old hairy donkey balls. Bounce it, donkey balls. Donkey balls. Your coach is a clown. Your coach is a clown.
Donkey balls are bouncing all around. Bounce up, bounce up. Balls got the ball. Balls, donkey balls are bouncing all around. Balls, donkey balls are bouncing all around. Balls, donkey balls are bouncing all around. Balls, donkey balls are bouncing, celebrate.
The smacking of news and weather report will start now.
Make it better for once. My wife is
Welcome back, guys, to Smacking Off the Podcast News and Weather Report with our producer, Doug Phillip, and our cast members. And, guys, what a show tonight. We've got a lot to talk about. We've been foreshadowing this for a long time, but now this is broken out in a big way, right, like World War I in 1914. How you doing, Doug?
What's going on? And I know you can hear me because I see my audio.
Oh, that's special.
Yeah, I went ahead and coughed early just to see if my audio. I think that's the little litmus test that I can do before you start talking to me. I know if you can hear me or not.
That's special.
Yeah,
We like that.
not Jerry Kid special though, right?
Not as bad.
We don't know about that.
Wait, can I say that?
Yeah. We said we will.
Yeah, all of that stuff's fine now. They brought back retard and everything. They went
Damn it,
back
Jen.
to the 80s.
Who brought
That is a special connotation.
who brought back retard? Was it Trump?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I just feel like the world's healing. That kids are back to calling people gay.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
retards.
When you're restricting speech, I mean, just like things that you cannot say. I mean, restricting, like, people say, like,
I'm going to say even more.
people get irritated when, like, somebody says you can't cuss somewhere. But
And then I
cussing
cuss
is
even
not,
more.
cussing is not real. I know, but it's not the same thing as restricting what you can,
No, it's
type
not.
of things you can say. It's because you can say the same thing without the cuss words. You can say it without the cuss words.
But it's hard
But when
to
you
say
start saying
retard
you can't
without saying
say that
retard.
the vaccines are dangerous, or you can't say, that's restricting what
Yeah,
you can say.
that's your human right and an opinion
Not
to
how
whatever
you
we're discussing.
restricting how somebody says something is a little different than restricting what they can say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Doug. And this political correctness thing was just really what it is, was started by the Clintons, right? They're the ones that they subtly slipped it in there, kind of, right? And then they banked on it. so that you couldn't have a speech against them specifically, and then it became a whole tenet of the left, right?
It just grew out of that, didn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it grew out of
especially after he got caught with the blue dress. So
Mhm.
it really got bad then.
You mean the one that he wore in the picture?
Well, that and
The one with the cigar.
Paramount.
Sorry,
You know.
what was the dress he was wearing in the picture? Was it Monica's dress?
It was.
I think it was. They
Geez,
was,
that's
you
the
know
dress
what?
she was wearing.
I never thought about that. It never even crossed my mind.
It was. It was the
You'll ever
dress she
see
was
him.
wearing with the cigar.
Did you ever see how just that thick, hot she was? There's no way that he did what he said happened is the only thing that happened. There's no
she
way for
was
me
good
personally
looking.
that
That's
if
no
she
doubt
would have been,
about that.
if she would have been up for it, there's no way that it wouldn't have been went a whole lot further than
Well,
that.
she was honest about it. I mean, it came out quite a few years later. He was out of office a good probably 10 years, but she finally started speaking up on how he lied about everything. That
Well, he had
everything
no
he said.
choice because they stripped him of his law license, and he was screwed. He couldn't practice after he got out of office. So he kind of hanged himself by perjuring himself.
I have a feeling though, going back, I'm pretty sure Kennedy did some shit that probably wouldn't have hit the media at that point because the media was a different animal in the early 60s.
Oh yeah, if
But
it
it
was
still
disclosed
did.
of Marilyn Monroe and all those women that he had in the swimming pool, oh hell yeah, it would.
But could you just
disgrace.
imagine how? I mean, it did hit the media back then, but of course, it wasn't anything like today because they don't have social. They didn't have social media or these huge networks like we have today. But could you imagine what it would have been today?
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
it would have been absolutely insane.
But I want to make sure nobody misinterprets me that I'm taking up for Slick Willie because I'm not.
Oh
No.
Slick
So
Willie.
is this
And I
heading
think he
into?
got off easy. We didn't have social media like we do now. He got off real easy.
Oh, he would have
compared
been
to-
scorched.
Where we
Yeah.
headed? Where we headed, Bob?
Are we? Is this headed into the WNBA?
No. No. Why do you think the show would be about that?
We're talking about retards.
I
We are
just
talking about
had.
retards.
I don't know. I just. I
Well,
thought
I
it
think
might,
it
but
is the news.
but Robert, where was the reference to Renaissance Man in the intro?
Oh, they I'm glad you caught that. They actually, I've totally spaced it, and I forgot what I said. I can't deny it.
Because I think it really fits you.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's special. I like it. That's quite a compliment, and that's flattering to come from a full-blown guy like Ed. So we're gonna go with it, right? Just how I got my name, Dr. Balls. Ed, by the way, is that somebody else called me Dr. Balls, so therefore that's what I became. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. You can have them both.
They say I named you Bob, but I don't remember doing it. I think I called you Dr. Hoops, and
No,
I think
it was
Kyle
Kyle
did it.
Golick. It was Kyle Golick.
But he says it was me, and it
Oh.
might have been. It could have been in a conversation that I threw it out, Dr. Balls, and I didn't think anything about it. But he's the one that clung to that shit, and he said, "Got to be called Dr. Balls."
Yep. So we're gonna go with it.
Let's go with
So, so far as
blame Kyle.
Up till now, we weren't sure, but we're going with Dr. Balls now.
So as far as being a Renaissance guys, so we're looking at a Renaissance now in the way you guys have described, in the fact that people are saying what they want and doing what they do. And I think that the subject of the show leads to that because people are going to use their speech within the framework of the rules of an organization. And that organization seems to espouse certain ideals. So under those ideals, right, if you espouse those ideals as well, and you want to join that organization, and you met the criteria that they have and that they seem to espouse, I don't understand why there should be a problem with that, guys. What do you think?
And even if I dislike it,
You have the
it's
right
not
to.
my place to say,
Yep.
you trigger me, and therefore you can't say shit. No, I got to take the good with the bad.
Oh, I deal with it daily. You're
Yeah, I
gonna
know
come at
you do.
me, I'm gonna give you the
I've
same
seen it.
energy back, and they can't handle when you give them the same energy. I think the biggest lie that people have been told is that other races cannot be racist. Um, come
Oh
on.
yeah, that's bullshit.
I'm not playing that game. We see it every damn day. It's a damn joke. And as soon as I give you that same energy back, I'm called a racist. Well,
But it
like I
used to
said
be
today,
fueled by
guess
ignorance,
what?
Nikki.
I am a racist. I am the biggest racist.
You're
I
making
am
me
a
racist.
no. I'm a racist to anyone that shows this type of behavior. I do not care if you're
Yeah,
white,
but the
black,
people that
Hispanic.
make that
It's the person. I do not care about the color of your skin. It's the behavior that you are showing us.
the
You
people
know,
that make that ridiculous claim just need to buy a fucking dictionary. That's all.
there's a harmless racism that goes on with all the races.
Oh, there is racism. I'm not going to deny that.
It's tribalism, and it's not. It don't mean those people would go hang a person of another race or anything, but it's just tribalism, and that's pretty common. And but that's being treated like you're one step from committing a hate crime, and no, it's just not the case.
Well,
And
let me ask you a question. My wife told me this a few years ago at her previous employer. You walk into the cafeteria at lunchtime. All the white people are sitting at the same table. The black people are sitting at the same table. The Asians are sitting at the same table. The Middle Easterners are sitting at the same table. And the Indians are sitting at the same table. Wait a minute. Is that diversity?
No,
No.
no, that's exclusion.
It's passive hostility.
well, no, that's self segregation. I mean,
And that's what everyone wants these days anyway. So it doesn't even matter anymore. When I see it on my post that blacks want to go back to segregation because they don't want to be around white people.
Well,
Really?
yeah, and
Oh, it's all
especially in
over.
colleges.
And I
But they
guess
want
I'm
the
going,
right thing.
why? But there's
mean-
also a difference in every race. You know, you have your whites and you have your white trash behavior that we don't want to be around. You have your educated, amazing blacks, and then you have the same, you know, that falls in line with the whites.
I think a lot of that's controlled by economic status.
I think a lot of it's controlled by the left.
Well, I mean, but I think that when you talk about, you don't find a lot of white trash, what you would call white trash, that have high incomes.
Well, no,
Yeah,
not at all.
but you
And
know,
that's the same with,
also,
and that's the same with black community, Hispanic community, Asian community.
Right, it's the
They
same
all
everywhere.
have it. Yeah.
okay. The main thing I see is you have a choice, and diction is a really big one. Okay. I don't sound Mexican. I'm sorry, I'm English. In fact, a lot of people think I'm from the South, the way I talk. But when I listen to a black person, they have a choice to either, go the Ebonics way, or they can, and they sure in hell don't want to go the white way because then the other blacks target them.
Oh, they're being targeted.
So they're
Conservative black.
they're more of a racist within their own culture because
it's bad.
gee, if you don't speak Ebonics, then I'm sorry, you're out of the group.
It's bad. I watch it. I, do a podcast with two others, black conservative men, and the hell they take and what they're called. These are just very educated, black men, and they are absolutely destroyed by their
just
own
gorge.
community.
Yeah. Who's the big guy that's on Fox News that's a economist? Oh man, I'm trying to think of his name. Real big guy, really nice guy. And his diction is strictly white, and he said as a kid growing up it was horrible. All through high school, junior high school, and high school, he was just a target. Until he probably is big enough to defend himself and probably pummeled a couple of guys, and they left him alone.
But they still don't. When you're looking at, you look at Officer Tatum right now, that is out there, interviewing with this Nolan Wells situation. He went and interviewed the boys that were involved in it. He's actually defending them because he's got evidence in front of them Well, the black community has just turned on him and has.
Yeah, they
I
just
mean,
ignore him.
It's
Yeah.
horrible. And he gave it back to one the other day, DL Hewley or something. I don't know who he is, but it was an actor. He gave it back to him, and he couldn't handle it. But you can put it out, but you can't handle it. That's the issue we're having. If you want to be big enough to say these things, back it up, because I'm going to give it back to you just as hard, if not harder.
Well, he still has a little Crenshaw in him, or what's that place in LA, Crenshaw area, where it's still,
Compton.
90% black.
Compton.
And Compton, he still has that slang that they use. And I get a chuckle out of him when he comes in and out. he sounds like he's half white and half black, but I love him. He's a great guy.
I see it, and going into this WNBA situation, we are seeing the racism coming from it. If you're just reading the post, if you watch what's happening to Sophie Cunningham right now, because she spoke up
I
to
love her.
protect daughters, to protect our young girls, and the way she is being targeted is absolutely disgusting, for one. But I am like, knowing these guys have her back and is pushing the WNBA to the point they have a meeting tomorrow trying to figure out what even a woman is, because in their guidelines it says that you just have to feel like one.
Exactly. Like Shania Twain.
Yep, you just have to feel like a woman. If you feel like a woman, you can play in the WNBA. Well, guess what? Freedom and Royce White is getting ready to do this. They don't understand. These players are getting ready to get benched. And they're not the only two. There's going to be other players stepping up and saying, you know what? I got this. I've been retired 10 years, but I can still break every record that's in the WNBA today. I can make sure your team is benched while you watch me play.
Are there any of these guys that authentically are trans or anything?
No.
No, I think they're there to prove a point.
They're
Absolutely,
proving a
that
point
makes
that all you have to do is feel like a woman. And we discussed
Yeah.
this years ago when we did our segment. I said we need someone to do something like this.
Well, they're doing it.
Oh yeah, they're doing it. And it's kind of beautiful in a way because it's pressing the issue, right? Don't we want the issue pressed? Don't we want this resolved? So I would characterize this as it's all coming to a head, guys. And we're there's gonna have to be some kind of reckoning in this regime. And if the public, if the WNBA doesn't let them in, then they'll be very hypocritical. But their own supporters are so out of their mind that I don't know how much it's going to hurt their core of people that go to the games,
What supporters? Have you guys watched a game?
I haven't.
I've
And I'll be
turned on
very.
a few
The only
games
reason
here
why I
lately.
watch is because of Cunningham and Clark.
Okay, so that's me. I've
Cat-
watched the Fever.
Those are the only two people I care about.
Every one of their games is almost sold out. Now I've just flipped on different ones that's been on, and there's hardly anyone there. If it wasn't for these two women, we might not have a WNBA. They are so far in deficit right now. The NBA alone pays for everything because
Yes,
they
I did
cannot
that show about that. Is that they
profit.
were losing money. They were bleeding money before they got these two girls. And we did that on the Mac Truck podcast, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But
We
they hate
discussed
them.
that.
The things I've read today because of the incident last night with Cunningham, and it shouldn't have been an issue. It was a foul. She was ejected. It's happened to Cunningham before. She's been ejected. She sat at the podium and said, you know what? I was wrong. I shouldn't have retaliated. I shouldn't have done what I did. I take my fine. I take my ejection. And she moved on. No, this woman decided to go in the locker room and tweet white privilege.
Well, meet me on the corner and I'll take your head off just like you tried taking mine.
Yeah.
That's the only way that I ever, when I played basketball, that hey, if I didn't show up, I was going to get punked all day long.
But like,
So
at what point do we not see that it's about you need to take accountability for your actions? This
yeah.
has nothing to do between white and black. Like, there was a foul. We watch it every day in the NBA. We watch the player get ejected. We don't see that player online crying about it, and they go to the next game. This has turned into a complete race war because of it.
And the only thing I see is a lot of time with the officials. I can't remember, and especially watching the WNBA as I have lately, is that they won't call a headshot.
No.
Before, if anyone even got around your head, an elbow, anything, you're called a foul. Now it's just like carte blanche that you have a right to elbow someone in the eye and the head. No, stop that shit. There's rules on that. Do it. And I see
There's a
officials swallowing the whistle.
we had the official the other night call a tech on Caitlin Clark for accidentally running into her. Like, it wasn't on purpose. She ran out of bounds, didn't know the ref was there, accidentally runs into, didn't hurt her, but she got a tech called on her. But 2 nights ago, that same ref was literally pushed by another player and nothing was called.
Yeah, that has to change.
Like, why are we I mean, it's ridiculous. And I feel like these guys coming in here will make a change. I want to see them compete in the WNBA.
There's gonna be a lot of court action between now and the actual draft. I guarantee they'll do everything. There'll be some court action here. There's no way that they're going to let it go on, right? You know.
But I think they're in a rock and a hard spot because
Well, they
he
are.
declared for the draft. His lawyers has already gone over all of the paperwork. He has every right to do it.
But
they're between a rock and a hard on.
Yeah, exactly, a big hard on.
The only thing they'd be guilty though is of hypocrisy, is since they're associated with the left and the Democratic Socialists. Then of course hypocrisy is not a problem for them.
So what are they going to do? Not draft him, and then you're going to have everyone in your face. Well, why didn't you draft those amazing, beautiful women?
Their media is already supporting the WNBA. The left media is coming up with all kinds of flowery language to make excuses on this.
I think my favorite was another ex-player, which I'd never heard of this player, but commented, well, we always knew you were a bitch. Now you're showing it, to Royce White. And he says, honey, I slay bitch. He's already in character. Like, he is ready.
I watched him the other night. Yeah.
So what are you going to...
Good times.
Now, you ever watch the Ball podcast? It's got the two brothers on it.
Yeah.
So I was watching a little bit, not a little bit, it's both the brothers, and I was watching that today, and them guys were cackling. They were talking some real truths here, though, some real practical truths. And here's the practical truths of it. So when he was in 7th grade, Carmelo Ball played against the I forget which team he said it was, but it was a WNBA team, and he had 7th grade scrimmage with them, and he pushed him around and dunked over him. And then my daughter at the park, right? So my daughter played basketball at Clemson, and she was a goon by women's standards, right? But at the park, they just rooted her out of the way, so we set endless picks for her so she could get open and burn them alive from 3. But otherwise, she couldn't really stop her guy. So what we had to do was put her on the ball and harass the ball all the way up the court. And then then I'd wait for him to get around her, and then we help. And then she just couldn't stop her guy. So we had to run a boxing one, but I know how to do that and things like that to make it work at the park, because they're serious at the park, at Shilto Park, at the Dirt Bowl, City County Park, Iroquois, right? Ben Davidson, Indianapolis. All my kids and myself played there with friends and against others, people that could really play, guys. And my daughter could really play for a woman, but things had to happen to protect her from getting killed or felled up.
Clothesline people.
Oh, then it got to the point where it was trying to fill her up, so she just quit doing it. So they,
Well, you know that the LGBTQ community, especially here in Seattle. I don't know if you guys watched the feed on Caitlin Clark that night here in Seattle, and it was appalling, man. Those gay women were just off the hook, screaming some of the shit that they were doing. In fact, the manager or the owner got fined and suspended for 4 days because
Yeah.
of it.
She told off two girls that was there to support Sophie that had
Yeah.
XXXY shirts on, and they were 16-year-old girls, and the co-owner went over and cussed them up and down, told them
Yeah.
off. Now these girls didn't say one bad thing.
Nope.
They sat on their seat watching Sophie.
I wonder where Caitlin Clark is politically.
I wouldn't be
Nobody
surprised
really
if
knows, do
he's
they?
liberal.
There's a-
But,
there's
but
a-
if
I can see
someone
her
as
being
high
very liberal.
profile as she is has not spoke, I would assume she's either center or maybe leans right a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're probably right there, Ed.
that's what I would say. But she tries to, she took a lot of shit because she used to speak up on what was happening. And now that she doesn't speak up, she's taking even more shit because she's not. It's what these girls are going through it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's one reason that I do not take the WNBA in a whole as being anything serious. We just had Angel Reese and another player betting on their game against each other, and they
Yeah.
don't get in trouble. They made excuses for them.
Well,
Until they start finding the owners and the coaches and to stop this shit, the
Oh, but they
physicalness of the
did.
game.
So another coach a while ago, all she said was Angel Reese is a protected species, which is the truth. And the woman got fined and suspended for saying
And
that.
she sucks. I'm sorry. As a woman, Cheryl Miller would have just annihilated her. Cheryl Miller was an excellent ball player. Reggie's sister, she was good. She would have been all over her.
Well, but she looks like Sid. I thought like Beck looked like Sid the Sloth, but no, it's really Angel. She looks just like Sid the Sloth.
All right, I think about this, and let's go with Enos Cantor. Let's talk about him. He played at Kentucky. I'm intimately aware of what he's all about, and he so the guy's 7 foot tall, right? So I don't know who's going to guard him. Brittany Griner.
She wouldn't be able to, or
She
he. I
wouldn't be
don't
able
know
to.
what Brittany is, because now,
Well,
did you hear what's
She's
happening?
what, 6'11"?
Like before you go on, I have to say this. The players are upset because as of this week, they decided they were going to do gender testing to see what their players were.
What? Who said that?
They got a letter, like an email to all the players and the coaches that they're doing
How do you
gender
how do you
testing.
test? How do you test for gender?
Well, same
Oh,
as
the DNA.
yeah,
That's all you have to do.
Kick them between the legs and see what happens. Wait,
It'll
no,
tell
that
you if
hurts.
you're-
That hurts girls too, don't it?
Yeah, it'll say when you do DNA testing, it's going to tell you if you have an XX or XY chromosome. It's the same as saying if you have Down syndrome or an extra.
So are they going to get rid of anybody that's not a?
But that's what I'm trying to figure out. But why are they all of a sudden doing this?
No.
I guess they're scared a man's going to sneak in there, right?
Oh, isn't that weird? But I still don't know if Brittany Griner is actually female.
But if they were truly,
you're not convinced she's a girl.
I'm not.
Man,
now if they were truly a trans person, would they be welcome?
She's one big woman.
With no
So,
breasts,
so you-
no nothing. Like it's just really, odd.
I get that, but let's just say somebody showed up and they had been transitioning since they were probably 14, and they had a little bit going on up here, but they still possessed the parts that made them a man, if you know what I'm saying, right? And so does that person would the NBA let them in?
Well, I mean, the whole thing is 90% of transgenders still have all of their parts.
Just a couple extra, right?
That still
All
doesn't
right.
change your DNA.
Yeah,
You
no
can
matter
whack
what.
off parts or keep parts, but your DNA, your
But
base
it
DNA, is not going to change.
but it still doesn't, like, the whole thing is they still have a damn penis. They don't
Yeah.
go and get it cut off.
It's not a
When,
functioning thing
like,
I'm
you
because
look
I'm
at
with
there's
you.
all
Leah.
the doctors and they use it's
Oh yeah,
useless.
it is. Oh yeah.
I'm with you, Nikki. I'm looking at a picture of Brittany Griner, and yeah, that
Those
may be,
shoulders are a dead giveaway.
that
And
may
this,
be a dude.
She
That
has lats, man.
well, a comedian was talking about it the other night, and he was talking about that he met her a few years ago in Arizona at a bar. Did not know it was Brittany Griner. He thought it was another basketball player in the NBA in a wife beater.
No,
In
And
a
he had
wife
no
beater?
clue.
Oh
No,
yeah,
Any-
no,
no,
nothing.
those shut. That's a dude.
That's
That's
what
a
I'm
dude.
saying.
Women don't have shoulders like that. They don't. It
Yeah,
don't
they
matter
don't
how
have
bad
lats.
it don't matter how bad. I
Well,
mean,
no,
you
I've
look
seen
at Matt,
some.
Matt Brooks does not have shoulders like that.
I've seen swimmers have those shoulders and lats. There was a gal out of Etobicoke, Canada, named Elson Hickson, who is the world record holder in 200-meter breast. And I'll tell you, she was huge. She was a big girl.
Do
I
you know
see
that?
her.
You know this girl?
Yeah, personally, I know her. I trained with her.
Okay.
When Paul Bergen was in Napa, and she came and she trained with the team. And she was, I mean, I've seen her lift weights that a lot of guys that were in, say, between the ages of 15, 16, and going into 17 couldn't lift.
I
You
still
know,
think this. I still think this is a dude. I'm looking at a picture right now.
I've been
and-
saying it for
I do.
years. You know, she's been married, she's getting divorced, she has kids.
Yeah.
They never said there was a sperm donor. Like, there's something not
There's a
adding
sperm
up.
donor. It's her.
Her.
She's the sperm donor.
But that's
Yeah.
what my thing is. They're wanting to do these gender testing, but this just came about this week once Freedom and White decided to come out and say this. And there's a trans basketball player from Europe.
Look at
that
those
now
hands.
wants
Yeah,
God
it.
damn,
that's coming.
I'm looking at her hands. Oh my god.
How many
These hands are
6'11"
enormous.
women do you know?
I've never seen hands like that on a woman.
No.
That's scary, huh, Doug?
No, man. You give this chick a beard because this is a dude.
I think she's had one.
Oh,
Like, she's had facial hair before. Look at her when she came out of prison from Russia.
oh, is she
And
Russian?
that's what's crazy is they questioned her while she was there on what prison to put her in, and we never found out if she was in a male or female prison. It was never released.
Huh. Oh, you know, that's crazy because in Russia, certain things are illegal, like homosexuality and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting that they wouldn't do it because that's the kind of propaganda that Putin would
Mm-hmm.
Hold
thrive
on
with.
now. Is she not black?
No, she just played. Remember, she went and played because she didn't make any money in the WNBA, so she went and played in Russia, and then she got
Okay,
arrested
so she's not from
for
Russia.
drugs. Yeah, she got arrested for having.
Oh,
drugs
she's the
on her.
one that's in prison over there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
remember all that. I remember all the
And-
liberals screaming
and
that they
even-
needed to release her.
And so, even though she wouldn't stand for the national anthem, and she always was a complete asshole to Trump and everyone else, Trump got her released.
Mm.
And they still never said if she was in a female prison. Like, they never released this stuff, and a lot of people's questioned it because
All right, I'm gonna look one more. I'm gonna try to find one more picture because
They all
so
look
far
the
I've looked at 4 pictures so far, and all I'm seeing is a dude.
like,
Well,
that's
you know,
even-
another female athlete swimmer is Amy Van Dyken, who was the world record holder in the what was that 200 IM, I think, at one time. She was huge, also. I mean, she was a big gal. She was
Okay,
like,
now in this picture right here, I'm looking at. This could be a girl, but most of the pictures it doesn't look like a girl at all. You
Well,
can't
she may
even
have
like.
testosterone, Doug, like the Russian. I don't know if you remember the Russian and East German flap where they they tested Russian East German women athletes and they had been giving them testosterone treatments.
yeah. And the Chinese were doing it too.
Yeah, so that could be part of it as well. Now,
They're
I
just-
Y'all
I'm
remember
sorry.
the girl on? You remember the girl on dodgeball? She was the most vicious. Sorry, she was the most lethal girl in the world with a
Yes.
ball.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
That is now.
she looks more feminine than the girl I'm looking at right now.
That is freedom. That's going to be freedom next season. He's going to be the most lethal woman in the world with the
Oh
ball.
yeah. Now the mother of my youngest son was a stripper basically, and she had some wide, strong shoulders, and her back was a V. But once you got to the bottom of that back, you had no doubt she was a woman. If you know what I'm saying.
Well, I feel like you can manipulate your body.
She could hold herself up by her arms. Right? She
Yeah.
weighed about 130 pounds, but she wasn't fat in any way. She was ripped, and she
Yeah,
could
I
hold
think.
herself out by her arms straight like this right here for the pole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I 100% feel like anyone can manipulate their body to look as close to another gender or another sex than what you really are, but there's always a way to tell. I mean,
Oh
and then
yeah.
as you start questioning, okay, well then if she is, then how long has she been on male hormones? If she's really a female, I'm sorry, she's been on male hormones to make her body look this way, to where she
No,
has no boobs, she has no nothing.
Yeah.
For how
So
long? So
swimmers
to
are
me,
like
that's
that.
performance enhancement drug.
she
Yeah.
might have had a mastectomy too on purpose and took the hormones.
No,
And
she never had boobs, even down when she played at Baylor.
I mean,
wow,
most women swimmers that are world class athletes have no boobs and very little hips, narrow hips, because of water efficiency, coefficient drag. So you see these gals, I mean, they're tall, they're slender, they're like 5'10, 5'11, 6'1, 6'2, and they have no boobs and no hips.
now I had a girlfriend that had been a gymnast, but when she got about 14, she had a chest explosion and she couldn't do it anymore. If you know what I'm saying.
You
Yeah,
had,
because her body
you had me a girlfriend who was a gymnast.
Oh yeah, she had been a gymnast. When I got there, she was 19, and I was like 26, and she had been a gymnast till she was like 14, 15. There was all kinds of stuff all over her parents' house. Her parents were the richest people in Lexington, right? And I mean, the Queen of England landed the Concourse so they could go to her adopted mother's birthday party, right? And also the Derby party. So anyway, and but when she got about 14, 15 years old, because I've saw lots of pictures of her in her youth. They loved having pictures of their two redheaded adopted kids all over their house, right? Everywhere you look was a picture of Jeanette and Bob, right? Bobby, right? So they she blossomed out to this is about, mind you, this girl was about 4'11" and weighed about 130 pounds, and individually there was like that, right? And so she just couldn't do it because of the balance of it. Now, I'm not trying to ogle her because she had ample bosom, but it didn't work in terms of the ability to control what was going on. But it was exciting to see when she went out in the yard and showed me she could do it. I will say
Well, does
that.
Brittany have a Adam's apple? That's one thing I've never looked at. It's like
Yeah.
she had an Adam's apple.
Oh yeah, that's awful. That's my goodness. You know what I'm saying?
But
What
to
do
go
you
to
want?
these extremes to play in women's sports because you couldn't compete with the men. There's my issue. That's
But I
my
don't think that's
issue,
what it's
has
really
been my
about, though.
issue.
Is that but that's not what's really about in terms of the people we're talking about, like Enos Canner and so forth, right?
Mm-mm.
I think they're
They're
making a
not
point.
doing this to act like they actually are men that want to play in women's sports. They're doing this to show you guys are hypocrites. You are only out here with this fake outrage for saving trans kids because as soon as you let one of us in here, you're going to be against it in 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. So that's
The crying will start because records will be broke. Then what are these girls that's been running around with save black trans kids? That's what these women are wearing right now.
it's crazy, and they there's just it'll be comical to watch. I think there's no. I mean, it'll probably have a lot of views though, but
This
the
might be what
people.
needs to be to save the WNBA because honestly, in 3 years, I can't see them being competing. They lose money. No one's watching. People are so sick of what's going on and how they allow things to happen. They're not going to be able to stay afloat. This might be the only way that they could save it. Is people would actually watch.
Yeah, you got a point there. So they're really, if they were PT Morton, uh, wouldn't they embrace this and move on with it? Or Aussie, somebody that knew all publicity was good publicity?
No, not with these girls.
Yeah.
You have girls that can barely make a shot in a game that thinks they're the best in the world. I listened to Angel Reese telling everyone that every season she's the MVP. Like
She
she's the best
sucks.
player to ever hit the
She
court.
sucks, even
So
on women's standards. She's
mentally,
awful.
they're not able to handle the situation when a man comes in and goes ahead and takes those records and her ass is on the bench because guess what? They're not going to pay you over him. You just lost your spot to the man or the trans person that you're fighting for. Oh
Yeah,
no, it would not go over well.
I totally see that. And we're going to see what happens. There's a lot going on. I predict there'll be court stuff, guys. What do you think legally the NBA could do to put a monkey wrench in those guys playing?
Right now, nothing until they change the bylaws.
Yes.
Because
So
I mean, but they do have to. A team has to select them, right? I mean, they can't just force.
They have
themselves
to
into the
draft
league.
them.
well,
yeah,
then
They have
if
to
that's
draft them.
that issue, okay, why didn't you draft the trans girls?
Well,
Then a whole uproar comes in,
I'm sure they come back and say they're not trans girls. They're just
but
pretending.
they are already playing the part. They've got wigs. They're wearing wigs.
Well, hold on now. Is Dennis
Really?
Rodman going to be in here?
Well, he's talking about it, and
Oh
like,
God, that would be fucking awesome.
like he is
yeah,
kind of
he did say
trans.
something about it.
Like he's
Actually,
been
there was some
talking
talk
about it, so why not? I mean, he is trans to an extent. He doesn't know what he is.
He is attracted to women, though, right?
I
Oh
think
yeah,
he
he
Nasha
came out.
loved him.
I think he came out. I know he was bisexual for a long time, but there was something that just came out about him being like full blown gay now or something. But he loves to be in women's clothes. He loves wigs. Like he's been doing this for years.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to be able to reject him.
No.
Trans dressing is one thing, but
what's
changing
he like,
the
60?
physicalness of yourself, that's a whole other
Yeah,
different
Rodman's
story.
not even that fucking crazy, is he?
But the issue is the people that are the trans that are competing, like Leah Thompson, that competed in swimming, are not changing anything about themselves.
No, they're not. They're not.
So
He
you cannot,
totally lied.
you can't sit here and say, well, it's a difference if they're actually cutting off their wanker. Well, they're not. Oh, so you take a little bit of estrogen and you think, oh, now you're 100% a woman. No, that's not how this works.
Well, I'm glad United States Swimming has put a stop. They absolutely they're tested. There's no way that a man will ever compete, and I really don't know what NC2A. I think the NC2A finally has mandated that only women can swim in their division. So
It's
I think
supposed to be in all sports. But right now there's only 27 states that are going by those guidelines, and the others have appeals with the Supreme Court.
Washington State is pushing to have
Yeah.
Men and women's sports, which is sickening.
I'm going to send you guys a video that I watched today. So it was a guy that never ran track, wasn't a runner at all. He put a wig on, put makeup on, and used his sister's name and ID to get into a college race. He beat him. Never stretched, didn't even know how to use the blocks. And he beat him. And these were
Damn it.
some of the top runners in the 100-meter in the country. And they had no clue.
Damn
Well,
it, yeah.
I don't know.
And women are created different. There's
Well,
no
but you know,
denying
there
it.
again, Nikki, a lot of the women on the left and other women, they're keeping their mouths shut. They're I don't see them really boycotting this whole bullshit. They're
No,
just they're going along with it.
because they're these horrible feminists. They scream we are feminists, but yet they're still allowing men to take over their worlds. They're letting
Yeah.
men take over their private space. They're letting men take over their sports. They're letting men into their daughters' bathrooms. That's not a feminist.
Yeah.
You
I
just
think
kneel
it's
to the
so
man.
hypocritical.
That's all you're doing is kneeling to the man. You are allowing a man to walk over top of you. So they I will not ever have a conversation with a liberal that claims to be a feminist that agrees with men being in women's sports or
But yet
men
they
being in
want to
women's
complain
bathrooms.
about men and say, "Oh, we're the patriarchy. We're the most horrible person. We're
Hmm.
rapists. We're this. We're that.
Oh,
We're
for
just
white men.
we shouldn't be head of our families. We shouldn't
Hmm.
have
Mostly
anything to
white men.
say in we should capitulate to all women and let them run over our
Well,
lives." Well,
they say this, right? All of these, even down to like Don Lemons and uh, AOC, Jasmine Crockett.
These are not
Who are they
serious.
all with?
They're not serious people.
No, who are they all married or in a relationship? A white man. A white man. I listened to
yeah.
Don Lemons yesterday talk about how horrible white men are. You go home and sleep with one every night.
Do y'all remember the whole deal where all the girls were saying that if they would rather encounter a bear in the woods than a male human?
Yep. They still
And
do.
I'm thinking that is the stupidest shit I've ever heard, and then none of them would really choose that if it wasn't
But it's
rhetorical.
backfired because the man in Charlotte, North Carolina that's been going around and knocking out white women? The
No, I haven't
comment
heard.
thread. The comment thread. Where was a
Oh, that
man?
was awful. I saw the video of that. That was
Yeah.
awful.
The comments, go read the comments on how many women's like, where was there another man? Every one of the men. Oh, it
Oh,
was the
she tried to
bear's
get
turn.
help from somebody, ran to their car, and they drove away.
But
And they
every one of the comments is, I don't know, go ask the bear. Like, you want me to protect you, but you choose the bear? Go ask him to protect you.
well, anyways, he went. She tried to get away from him, and he eventually ran her down and hurt her. I mean, and that guy had been convicted 14 times and released by the judge.
And I
And
think
it's
just a week before, he ended up doing it to another woman. That video is out as well now. And I think he ended up breaking her neck.
jeez, my goodness,
But was released.
that's crazy.
But we're also talking about the same system that released the man that slit the woman's throat on.
Oh,
The
you're talking
train.
about the Russian woman? Yes, that's so
Yeah.
the same judge, the
That's
same
the
exact
state.
judge in Charlotte, North Carolina, by the way.
Yeah.
We want to call him out. The same exact judge in Charlotte, North Carolina, released the man that stabbed the woman on the train. So these are big time scumbags we're dealing with here, right?
Yeah.
And there's got to be some kind of judicial review or whatever.
But
Something's
as
got to
you
be
can
done
see,
there.
she's still doing it because this was last year and this is happening now. And it's the same judge that's releasing these guys. The one that killed the Ukrainian woman was released 42 different times for
Goodness.
violent offenses, attempted murder, rape, did not spend any time in jail.
It's
But here's
insane.
my thing. You go after that the white man's the bad one?
Well, I'm sure the problem is you can say, well, I'm sure that different people do this and different people do that, and I'm sure there's the Caucasian or another racist person that did this or that. But the statistics, I've really been following those closely lately, and it's undeniable the amount of violence that comes to that particular group.
Well, you have they make up 13%
Of
and
the
they commit
population.
60% of our crimes.
Right, especially violent crimes, and it
So
raises higher when you go to violent crimes.
yeah,
And
so 13% of the population, but commit 60% of the crimes.
so if you go politically to that, right? I mean, they basically they they cover that 9 ways to Sunday. You know, is that my grandson? Damn, he's out late. Goodness, he's been gone all day. Did you hear him come in? But anyway, so you look at this and the excuses that are made for it, and the concessions that are made for it, and to me, it seemed as if that they were really trying to say it was okay for them to do violence,
Yeah.
right? And I've never really understood it, and I just you know, in other words, you're saying it's all right for you to, and you know, in the Indianapolis school system. So I lived with a bunch of guys, and they're close friends of mine, and they all were from the Indianapolis school system. Then I had another friend whose child was in school, and he was in there, and he was half white, half black. Right, his father's a guy named Mark White. He's a fantastic dude. He ran the apartment maintenance, good guy. Right, his kid was fantastic, and just an awesome kid. And so they asked him. Everybody had to do an essay to celebrate their blackness. And he said, "Well, what if I want to celebrate my whiteness?" And then he had to go to the office, and they asked him. His parents had to come to school. Well, another thing that went on there was that the black kids would pick on the white kids endlessly at the school. Ben Davis, specifically the name of this high school, by the way, and they nothing ever happened to them. They just running rodent packs, just attacking weaker white people, and it was condoned. Nothing was done to stop it, and the bullying just was endless. And people had to drop out, and if they couldn't afford a private school, they're just fucked.
Did you see my post? It was probably a month or so ago. Pretty much saying I had a bunch of people telling me that I was ashamed to be white. So I made a post that I'm not ashamed to be white. I have no white guilt. I'm proud of me and my skin color. I could care less on what you think. I had over 2,000 comments attacking me because I'm not allowed to be proud of who I am.
That's
Well, they're
insane.
banking on the white guilt syndrome.
Mhm.
I don't have anything to be guilty for, though. That's why I don't
I
understand
don't.
about that. I
Mm-mm.
don't. I wish someone would explain to me what I'm supposed to be guilty about. Right? Am I supposed to be guilty for bringing civilization to the entire world? Right?
Hey, we know
That
people that have been involved in the podcast in the past. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, that's why.
That's all in touch with their white guilt. I promise you.
Did
oh
you
yeah.
see
Okay.
the thing that I posted on about the comedian who was saying that he was white, and he went off about, white privilege and stuff, and how proud he was of it. It was hilarious. I thought I sent it all you guys, and I thought you might.
I think my favorite today was someone telling me that we're obsessed with black people and I want to be like one. When I'm sitting here listening to everyone tell me I have white privilege, that I live
Yeah.
in a world that's catered to me, that I have the suppose of, you know, what beauty is supposed to be white, this, that, you're saying all of this stuff and you're telling me I want to be a different race?
Well, I see there's black privilege because this is a real big question I have. How did Kamala Harris get $8 million to buy a house in the Palisades of California? And I know her husband's fairly wealthy, but the Democratic Party, after she got out, was $21 million in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And she has spent almost $1 billion in her
Uh-huh.
election campaign.
And get ready to do it again.
Yeah.
Hell, the overflow would be
Now,
able to happen.
where's
Yeah.
where's black privilege involved here? I
Someone
don't
There's
see
posted.
anyone investigating her for buying an $8
Oh,
million property in the most
well,
prestigious area of California.
okay, so what happens if Trump built a library and didn't pay the black contractors that he brought in, and those contractors had to go bankrupt? What would happen?
Well, I think that's what Obama did in building
Yeah,
his
he's still doing it.
presidential
He
thing.
owes the 4 contractors that built the Obama Library in Chicago millions, to the point all 4 of those companies have gone bankrupt. What?
Yeah.
Why
Now,
are we not?
what is that? Isn't that black privilege?
What? Okay. Someone asked
Call it
in,
for what it is.
yeah. Someone asked in my Black Conservative. I thought this was hilarious. My Black Conservative page said, "What would Kamala Harris's slogan this time be?" And my response is, "They go high and I get on my knees."
Yeah,
So
Willie Brown knows her well.
yep, I don't have respect for women that do what she did to get where they're at. To me, it's no different than a DEI hire. You are not qualified. You used your knees and your body to
Yeah.
get further in a
Essentially
company.
DEI hire.
Yep.
Who
And
did that?
Kamala Harris.
She had an affair with Willie Brown when he was
Oh, that's right. I
mayor
remember
of
that.
California or something like that. Years
But
ago.
was she ever an elected official?
Yeah, she was state attorney general
Yep.
of California.
But no one even knew her because
Yeah.
until she was
Yeah.
Montel Jordan's or whoever it was side piece.
Willie
Like,
Brown.
but no, she was with one of the celebrity.
Oh, Montel Williams.
Yes, and then from there, kind of started that going from married man to get where she wanted to be.
Oh yeah.
And I don't care if you're white, black. I have no respect for Monica Lewinsky for what she did. I'm not
Well,
going to have
she suffered
respect.
greatly. She never became anything after
No,
that.
she did.
Her life
But-
was ruined
But I have no sympathy.
because of
I have
Hillary.
zero.
Hillary
Yeah.
did it to her. Any woman who had anything to do with Bill was just scorched.
But
And
see,
she-
I would be the same way. But I wouldn't. It wouldn't just be her. My husband wouldn't be able. One, he wouldn't be my husband anymore, and 2, he wouldn't have anything between his legs because I cut it off. It's
Well,
not
Paul
the woman's
Jones was
fault.
probably the only one who got Clinton. I think he had to pay her like $80,000 or something like that. And he was in knee deep with Paula Jones.
Oh yeah.
I don't
That's
know
the
if
thing.
anyone remembers that, but
Oh, I
Oh, I
remember that.
he had to.
But that's why I
He
don't
lost
have.
that court thing with her.
Yes. Yet they want to go on about Trump, right? I find that interesting. But and he's heavily implicated, in my opinion, in the Epstein thing. So he's just not a good guy.
Well,
So there hasn't been a whole lot of movement on the Epstein thing. The whole Iran thing. I wonder if that's what's blown that out of the mainstream consciousness momentarily. And now you got this. There's lots of distractions. So that's what life has become about, a bunch of media distractions. So you won't keep your eye on the ball. But to me, if you want to keep your eye on the ball, the communists are trying to take over. Right? They call themselves the Democratic Socialists. They're following the perfect pattern how you subvert an organization from within by doing it to the Democratic Party. They'll take it over, and then they'll try to get honestly elected to be very similar to Hitler. A lot of people forget he was honestly elected to his position eventually, and then the chancellor of the main Paul Bismarck made him the chancellor, and then Bismarck died, and then he took the total reins of power.
Well, the
So-
Reichstag fire was a big
mhm.
tool that he used.
Oh yeah, it's a big. So they give you emergency. That's what happens. Bismarck gave him emergency powers when the Reichstag fire happened, and that's how the Democrats operate. It's COVID, so we're going to have emergency powers here to do this and that, right? And they rarely, most people that get emergency powers like Adolf Hitler had, rarely relinquish them, And
Well, truthfully, government rarely relinquishes power at all.
No.
Any government,
I agree.
but especially the fucking left.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
think right now the most dangerous person that I would say in the the DAS party is Hassan Piker. That he is friggin' nuts. Some
Yeah, but
of
he's
the
not
stuff that
special.
has came out of that man's mouth of killing people in the streets and
Wow.
that the United States deserved 9/11 and the stuff that has come out of that man's mouth, man. That's he has no limits. He
But I
has no.
kind of feel like that's another Mondani. That I mean, he
Oh,
thought
he
nine
makes
eleven was
Mondani
kind.
look like a piker.
I mean, they
Him and this
celebrated
Ayed
October
Sayed are
7th.
just
Fucking
no.
Well,
disgusting.
He's a
can't
true
let him out.
communist in and out. He's
Oh,
he's
yeah.
he's along the lines of that's what who's the one who took after Stalin that was really vicious,
Khrushchev.
huh?
Khrushchev, yeah. Khrushchev.
Yeah, I mean, he has no limits of what he would do, and he has no compunction of not following through on. He scares the shit out of me. He really does, and I'm there's not too many people that I think that I've seen in the last 50 years that I think is the most dangerous person politically in this country.
Did y'all
Oh, yeah.
see the
But
petition going around for Madani not to show up to the 9/11? Like it's the family members of
They don't
the
want him there.
yeah, there it's up to over 50,000 family members now that's like trying to get him not to show up, that they only want Rudy Giuliani there. They don't want Madani there because he's made some really disgusting comments through the years
Oh
about
yeah,
9/11, and I think that he should have enough respect to not go.
You would
This is
think, but
25 years. And I said, it all lines up. I'm sorry. It all lines up. Him becoming mayor when he does. It's eerie to me. I've not,
did you
no,
see him get booed off the stage yesterday?
I did.
And I've never
Staten
seen.
Island.
They chased him right off the stage,
New York is
they
seeing it.
elect you, man.
and the same people that he was going after, the police, they covered for him and they protected him.
Well, they have no
I
choice. They have an
I
oath.
would have let the mob have
I
his
would
ass.
have too. But they're good people. They sign an oath to serve
Yeah,
and protect, and it doesn't matter who you are, race, religion, creed. They have to protect you.
yeah,
And it's sad because he doesn't want the police. He wants nothing to do with them.
yeah.
I have a lot of respect for a lot of the police department of New York City, that and the chief, the lieutenant, they all retired and took jobs in other states when he was brought in because they said they're not going through it.
They're
These are
tired
people
of it.
that actually ran into the buildings on 9/11. They don't want anything to do with this man.
you can't blame them.
No. But the New York seeing what we said was going to happen, they would start catching on. And it actually is a little bit sooner than I thought. A little bit sooner. But you always get, I don't know, what happens in the dark always comes to the light. People will finally see your true colors at some point.
Absolutely. It's like it's a karma. It's a universal thing. It just
Yep.
happens.
It sure is. And
Yeah, ask
It's
John.
like it was designed to do so, wasn't it?
mhm. And maybe that's what the people of New York needed, was a wake up call again. Maybe it's what the United States needs, is a wake up call, kind of what's going on in the WNBA. Open people's eyes. Like what your fake outrage is about, what you are fighting for, the stupid shit means nothing. It absolutely means nothing. I have no issue with trans people. Live your life. Be happy with who you are.
If you're over
Don't
18, I don't care what you do to yourself.
exactly. Do not push it on
If you
thinking
want
you're
to
it's
chop
okay.
yourself up in pieces, like the other so that what's his name that you sent me that link on? That
Oh,
poor guy is
Perez
Perez. Yeah,
Hilton. That whole
that
thing
was
is
disgusting. I mean, I was appalled.
I
Whoa.
I I can't even. Yeah, this man. I feel like so. He's not a good man, or he wasn't. I don't know if he really changed his life, but he was not. He went after every type celebrity, destroyed them. He posted pictures of 16-year-olds undercarriages. He was just
Really?
not a good person. Then he had a life death experience and found God just like 2 months ago. Like this just happened that he found God a few months ago, and now he's on live on TikTok, which I think we should have a discussion about at some point, that TikTok allowed this to go on
Yeah,
for
I was
over
shocked.
45
I was shocked
minutes.
they allowed that to go into the public view because that was
But it went
it
on
was
for
oh
45 minutes.
yeah,
What went on for
just
45
stacking
minutes?
on himself,
He
just
was
cutting himself.
completely naked with a
Yeah,
massive, like, bread knife slicing himself.
yeah.
Oh my God.
It
That's
was
crazy.
unbelievable, Bob. It was sickening. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
That reminds me of Shannon sent me a video about a guy named Mr. Hands, but we won't discuss it, what happened to him. But I've never seen nothing like it in my life. I wish I could unsee it,
Uh,
right?
That was me. I think I made it all of 20 seconds when it first came up. I had to turn it off, and then a friend of mine doesn't have X, and he's like, "Hey, can you send it to me?" So I had to download it. So I think I seen another 10 seconds, and it was absolutely
yeah,
horrid. Just like 30 seconds of what I watched. I did not sleep that night, and kids watched it. So I feel like now
yeah.
TikTok should be sued that they allowed this
Well,
to go on for 45 minutes. They have proof that it was reported over a
Yeah.
thousand times within the first 10 seconds, and
Damn.
they ignored it. But now here's one for you. My conservative content creator friends, as soon as they go live in the first 10 minutes, they aren't saying anything bad. Nothing. They're shut down.
Crazy.
But they let a naked man completely destroy himself with a knife for 45 minutes.
Wow.
I have never been a fond proponent of TikTok, even
Nope,
when it was originally started.
me
I just
neither.
yeah,
And that's
that's
why.
me. I think there again is a generational thing, you know,
Yeah.
and I never my, I have a dear friend who's my age that I talk to her every day, Carol, and she sends me shit on TikTok. I won't even open it because I don't want to. I don't like TikTok. I don't like the formatting of. Yeah.
Well,
So
I tried it, and I watched how bad they suppress conservatives. A liberal can pretty much say whatever they want. They can talk about taking someone's life. They can make threats. It doesn't matter. I have watched videos be on for 10 seconds, and the word God is mentioned. God. That's it. And they're shut
well,
down.
question I have for everyone: who watches Rumble? Does ever anyone watch Rumble or anything from Rumble? You know,
I
because their formatting has changed, and they allow both sides of the political things to be put on their format, which is great. I like that.
And I think that's how it should be. I mean, I should be able to say what I want. I'm never threatening anyone. I'm not going to be disrespectful. Um, I should be able to have a voice just like this person on the left.
absolutely. That's
But
what
here I
freedom
am
is.
restricted until the 14th. And the reason I'm restricted on Facebook is because I literally said exact words. You bragging about having all of these cars and cash and being on government assistance, that is government fraud.
It is.
Yes. They want to hand that money out though. That's what they said up in Minnesota is that they were trying to get the money handed out. 'Cause, that was the real goal. And Ellis, the one that what did he run for office? He's some kind of attorney general in
Hmm.
Minnesota. And the hell, they had him on video. He just got sitting there, just trying to hand out all the money quickly as they could.
And all of everything that Nick Shirley said it's the truth. The lady that he caught with the fraud with the uh, daycare in Minnesota, he tried
Yeah.
to flee the country after embezzling over $3 million in an account in London. Was
Yeah,
picked
they
up at
got
the
him.
airport, and she pled guilty.
Yeah,
It's literally
But the
suitcases
left
full of
still
cash.
say that Nick Shirley's lying about everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's and the state of California is trying to pass laws that if anyone squeals like Nick Shirley did, or bring it to light, that they can be in prison. I
Yeah,
mean,
Colorado
that's
already
just
did.
covering up people to steal and commit fraud even more.
They passed it in Colorado. It's called the Nick Shirley Act. It's literally called the Nick Shirley Act, so that if you bring attention to any fraud, that you can be prosecuted for it.
Insane.
Are people this blind and deaf?
Well, it's not that they're blind and deaf, it's that they want it.
Like,
Well,
how
Right?
do
They
you,
don't
everyday Americans that are working your ass off to survive?
care
I
about
don't
that.
care if you're on the left or the right. How are you okay with people stealing your money?
well, I would like to see the ratio of Republican versus Democratic fraud. Let's really get down to nuts and bolts and see who is stealing this money,
You know what? I'll start digging into that.
because that's interesting. I mean, if you look on the percentage itself, if you got 60% of Democrats through USAID, and then you got Medicare, you got Social Security, now you got health, you got the Alzheimer's kids that are the fraud in Minnesota and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Daycare and
doing
hospice.
what's the majority of people, Democrats or conservative, doing this? Let's bring it out to light and put where it should be.
Yeah, I want to look into that because as of right now, it's really heavy on one side.
Well, it seems to be.
Because I
And
can tell you this much: if it was happening on the right,
oh
all
God,
the
it'd
world
be.
would know about it.
Well, but there are people in Ohio that I have heard that are Republican that are doing it.
Which I believe they are.
I mean,
So
it's part
there
of your
again,
side of
they should be in jail. I don't care whether you're
Exactly.
Republican or Democrat. You're still stealing my money.
Exactly. And you're making it so that the real Americans that need help can't get it.
Can't get it. I have a grandson who's autism, and he needs resources at school. Well, that money is not going to be there for
Mhm.
him, and that's a crying shame.
Oh, how many schools across the country that's shut down their special ed, or their, like,
Yeah.
some schools that had to have, for deaf and blind and different things on property, which we've had. I mean, I dealt with that when I was in school. We had interpreters that if there was someone that needed it, these were there for these kids. They're gone now.
Mhm.
Some of these schools don't even have special education, that if you have a kid that has Down syndrome, if you have a kid that's autistic, they can't even go to regular school, and you can't afford to send them to a school.
Yeah. And that's a shame. They need those resources. They really do, because they're and according to the ratio of people who are now coming down with autism, I mean, it's a huge portion of the children now are going to be, I don't know what percentage it is, but it's a high percentage. They're going to be the ones that are going to need that resources when they get to be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, when their parents die off. They're going to need that help.
But we have to also understand that there's been a lot of parents that has used their child having autism because it is
Yes.
one
As
disability
an
that cannot
excuse.
be actually tested for. It cannot be
Mhm.
genetically tested. Okay. So that they use that all of their children are, and they were bringing in loads of money.
Oh, I know. It's like a neck injury.
Uh-huh.
The way the doctor finds out that you have a neck injury, they say, "Does your neck hurt?" Yep, you must have a neck injury.
I
There's
watched a
really
couple
no
of
way to
South
test.
Texas do it.
There is a way to detect specific types of neck injuries, but there's no way to say that somebody doesn't have a neck injury, even if you
Yeah,
don't see
that's
it.
why insurance companies have to pay. Most
Yep.
insurance companies have to pay out a goodly portion of their. In fact, my granddaughter just hit in my truck, hit a gal who claimed injury, and the only thing the gal from the insurance company said to me is that we're going to have to pay out on that. How much, is going to be determined by the amount of damage done to both vehicles.
Yeah, and
So,
it's kind of like how many of these adults now go on your Facebook reels and see how many adults are claiming to have autism now. They never had it as a child, never had it in their 20s, but they have it now and they're claiming disability.
well, I know I got ADD. That's for damn
Me
sure.
too. Lord have mercy, I've had that my whole
Squirrel.
life.
Well,
I
guys,
was 100%.
we're going to be doing the Big 12 this week. I don't know if we're going to have a guest on. We don't really need a guest for the Big 12, do we?
Nah. If you want to have one,
I mean,
let's do it.
Huh?
If you want to have a guest, though, let's do it. But we don't.
Well, I
need
mean,
one.
I don't know who it would be. I mean, there's no UCF fans that actually.
No.
I mean, the only UCF fans I've ever seen were Georgia fans in 2017, 18 when Alabama
But not
won
in
the-
not in 10. They weren't UCF fans in 10. But
Right.
I'm trying to think. I think we're fine.
I do too.
Between I know Tech and TCU, and Sean is pretty much on board with most of them. I think we're good.
I think we shoot for Landon for SEC.
Hell yeah.
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 We want that.
100%. And what
All
about
right.
the Big Ten?
Well, the Big Ten, I guess. Well, we don't know which one's coming after this one. We'll pick it during the Big 12
Mm-hmm.
at the
Well,
end.
I'm sorry I couldn't have been on last week, but I had a big tube down my throat. And there was no way I was even going to.
No, you didn't need to.
And it was the ACC. Come on.
Yeah,
we were
it's not,
forgetting
it's
teams
not
left
even
and
really a
right.
power conference anymore. We only
No.
say that it is so Dane will feel better about
We
it.
were forgetting teams left and right. We forgot about FSU. We forgot about.
I didn't forget about them. I just didn't think of
Until the
anything to
end.
say about them.
Yeah, so you can come back for the Big 12. That's
All right,
gonna be
we're
fun.
coming back. I guess we're going to do
I'm
this
looking
Thursday.
forward to it.
Thursday, guys.
All right.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right,
Thank
later,
you
guys.
for joining.
Later.
Yeah, thank you for joining the show.
Ed, are you there? Say good night, Ed.
Whoa.
That was kind of cool. Ed, you
That was
sound
awesome.
Ed, you sound like Darth Vader. It's
That's what
scary.
I was
does.
gonna say.
Good night, Ed.
Night, Ed.
I'm the king of this shit, yeah, I'm built to last. Bitches trying to front, but they don't got the craft. Rolling with my crew, we move quick like a flash. Living that street life, making money, making cash. I hate your team that week, they just wanna crash. But I'm balling on a level, yo, I'm sipping on that sass. Smacking off the podcast, don't step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a parody. Fuck your mama, know you hate my clarity. We live in thug life, that's the reality. I'm the voice of the streets, I'm the absolute truth. Got these fuckers shook, they just playing the sleuth. You claiming that you tough, but where's your proof? I'm flexing all these wannabes, I'm the living proof. Hard street living, always rolling deep. In the shadows making moves, never lose my sleep. My rhymes hit hard like a punch from the street. So fuck with me, you know you can't compete. Stacking off the podcast, don't step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a parody. Fuck your mama, you know I did. We live in thug life, that ain't no shit. Smack, smack, yeah, we making waves. Cast hitting hard like we digging graves. Got that fire in my soul, feel the heat that raves. In this life, boy, you either thug or just slaves. With my crew by my side, we rise up like kings. Life's a game of chess and I'm pulling the strings. Got the world on my back, but I'm counting these blings. Motherfuck your team, they don't know